What's up is Way Up with Angela Yee, and it is a Wednesday, so you know what that means.
Happy Wealth Wednesday.
It's a Wealth Wednesday. That voice you hear is Stacey Tisdale.
We're so excited. Wealth Wednesdays. We're closing in on the holidays, and we're trying to bring you guys what we think are going to be our best and brightest as 2025 comes to a close. And up next in that category, we have Aaliyah Duah, who is Gen Z extraordinaire. You are the founder of Financial Revolutionn. You have a podcast called The Young and Dumb Show. You have amazing card games. You are really becoming the voice of Gen Z and money. And Brooklyn's in the house.
Brooklyn is in
Without
the
a
house
doubt.
all the way.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no, what I love is because you do come to the coffee shop and you have these rap cards with you
Yes.
at all times. We don't play that. And so what I want to do is we are going to play a little bit of Broke or Brilliant with you.
You
for
just
sure.
want to play the drinking game.
Yeah.
Y'all don't start
Take a shot of
drinking.
tea. But before we even get into that, I want to talk about how you actually started this whole financial literacy platform at the tender age of 17 years old. How does that even happen?
I mean, honestly, I saw a gap in society. At 17 years old, I was a sophomore in college. I was home from the pandemic, right, but still taking school online.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't work at my internship, which was at a law firm at the time. And I couldn't make money. And all I needed was my money to go out with my friends.
Right.
But then a thought came to me like, imagine like people who have real bills, you know what I'm saying? And I saw that people were still making money because we still had obligations. We had to still have toilet paper. Everybody went crazy during the
yes,
pandemic
they did.
Yes.
with toilet paper.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Clorox wipes.
Exactly. Like we were still spending money, but the money wasn't coming in as fast. So that's when I started looking up like, how do you make money? And then that's when I learned like, oh, you have recession proof.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do this? And I was like, well, I never learned about financial
that.
literacy. Like I'm in college and nobody has ever taught me about finance. So I just went on this whole like rabbit hole of just learning about finance, money. And then I started just making little clips on Instagram telling my friends like, yo, this is what we need to do. Like I used to go to school with $1,000 shoes, $1,000 coat. And I'm like, this is a trap, y'all. They setting us up. And I knew that I was able to relate to my generation to get the message across. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I want to start a financial revolution.
Yeah, because one thing you're very clear on is that people do want this information, as you saw when you were putting it out. And even for yourself, you really wanted it. You had to go out and seek it, though.
Exactly. And I think, a big thing I say is like the message is important, but the messenger is even more important. Mm-hmm. There's times when like you can be in school and somebody comes and tell you something that's really good. Like they'll drop a gem on you. But because it came from someone that you can't relate to, it might pass you.
It doesn't stick.
Exactly. Right. But when I come into the schools and I'm able to speak to the young people there, they're able to get it because I speak their language. I know how to give it to them in a way that they understand. If I got to talk about stocks through Takis and Roblox, they understand that. But that's because I'm giving it to them in a way that they can actually understand the information.
One of the many things that I absolutely love about you is I was listening to an interview of yours the other day, and also during the pandemic, you said you didn't like the way Black people were being shown.
No, that was real. That was real. And it was crazy. So I found a new job. I had to, I had to make money some way. So I was working at the Board of Elections. And when I was working there, I was sitting at a desk and the TV and the news would run all day, like all day long. The same thing over and over again. And I kept seeing us shown in a light through negativity. And I'm like, my friends and I don't do that stuff.
Right.
Like my friends and I, we were starting the George Floyd's what is it called, protests and everything like that. That wasn't featured on the news. So why are you only showing the negative things that young Black people are doing? So I'm like, you know what? We got to become the change that we want to see.
Yep.
Right. And until people want to listen to it, we just got to keep doing it.
You know what else I think is really important is you talk about your own stock portfolio. Because you also have to, I think for people to really pay attention, they have to see that you're not just talking about it, you actually have done these things.
No, that's real. That's something I just started doing because before I used to live in the shadows. Some people know, but I'll just
listen. It is something that's intimidating for a lot of people. I know people who will say like, I don't invest in stocks. I don't understand it. I don't have the extra money lying around to be able to do that. I'm just not comfortable with it.
No, yeah, for sure.
And it's amazing because that's just what I did. I worked on Wall Street. I, reported from the stock exchange, and I can say like 2025, for example, it's been a challenging business year. it was my stocks that completely saved my butt. And I would just wish so many people would have that kind of cushion and see what the stock market can do for us. So,
no, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think here's the thing: we do what's marketed to us. That's what I learned, right? I see so many of my peers sports betting now because sports betting is being marketed in our community. Sports betting, I say, is my generation's form of the lotto. Right, but it's just digital. Like how our parents was going to the lotto, the corner store, like do the scratch off for me. You know what I'm saying? Now they just sports bet. And I had to start telling my peers, like, why do you feel so comfortable sports betting? Why is this something that's just so easy for you to do? It's because that's what your friends are doing. That's what we have normalized. And that's what's marketed to you. And they sell it to you as a gimmick of you're going to make all this money real quick. But when you study anybody who has ever built wealth, it's never been just a quick thing. It was a series of small things that they've done over time.
Absolutely.
And then one day they just wake up and it's like, it looked like they made billions of dollars, but it was little steps, right? So that's what I just try to educate my peers on. Like, you really got to study what's going on because society will trick you out your spot.
How did you get comfortable enough to say, okay, let me start investing?
Honestly, I would just say, why not? Like,
because I think with apps, it does make it a lot easier to be able to be like, okay, let me learn how to do this. There is so much information out there if you, like I said, if you seek it.
Because I just feel like I invest every day. We all do. I'm actually a question. Any of y'all ever went to a restaurant and spent your money and did not like the food?
Yeah.
We made a bad investment.
We've been there. That was a bad investment, but we don't look at it like that. You ever bought something online and spent your money and never returned it, just sat there? Like, that's an investment. We're constantly investing our money, but we never look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? So I like to tell people, like, you're investing your money regardless. You might as well put your money to something that is kind of proven this makes money over time.
How much do you think it impacted you growing up with an entrepreneur family?
I think it impacted me a lot. I think it just impacted the way I think. I think I think differently sometimes. I think my level of risk is different sometimes because I wake up in a household where they talking about business, right? So when they talking about business, it's like, all right, I'm not about to just sit and lay down all day. Like, my parents getting money, I gotta get some money too, because my parents' money not my money, you know.
Yeah.
And then also
repeat that. My parents' money is not my money. You know who I'm talking to. Go ahead.
But yeah, and I just feel like it created like a hustle spirit in me, and I have to always give a shout out to my mom because my mom, she's like the number one hustler, right? My mom could sell anything. And my mom, I used to tell my mom, like, hey, Mom, I want some Balenciagas, right? And my mom say, okay, you'll get it, but you got to go sell these products for me, or you got to do this for me. So I would have to literally go to the flea markets that they used to have in Brooklyn on the Saturdays, and I had to be out there at 13, 14 years old selling the products. And that's why I learned my sales skills. That's when I learned, like, packaging products, right? So when I started my business and now I got to sell card games, I know how to do it because of things that I learned at 14 years old.
Yeah, and I know one of the things I saw you did a post about what you would tell your, I think it was your 18-year-old self, and one of them was that confidence is key, right? And so the confidence that you got in doing that is what is going to help you become the entrepreneur who you are today.
For sure. I mean, confidence is everything. Anytime somebody listens to you, they're not just listening to you to listen to what you have to say. They're listening to you because of how you appear, right? How you present yourself and how you're saying it. And if I came up here and I'm speaking like this, blah, blah, y'all could be like, what's wrong with her? Like, what's her energy? But when I come and I speak loud and proud, and I'm proud to be who I am, you're more inclined to listen to me. So
I need you to ask me. Let's play the game a little bit because I want people to see.
You just want to start drinking.
Jesus, we're not doing the drinking part of the game right now, Stacey.
All right, which game you want to play? Broke or Brilliant?
What
Rap cards. So I have Broke or Brilliant is the financial literacy drinking game, right? So it's a trivia game. It makes you take shots for
Okay, we'll play it with water.
Too.
We'll play it with
water.
water.
All right, cool.
Man.
So I took some cards out. We'll start with a Q&A.
Okay.
All right. This is a good one. What I have to make sure she didn't do any of these questions yet. We didn't play this together though.
No, we didn't.
We didn't? Okay, cool. What is Apple's ticker symbol on the stock market?
AAPL.
All right. Currency card. So basically how it works is when you get the question correct, you get a currency card. The player with the most currency card wins the game. All right.
Bring it.
You got the currency card.
Okay.
All right. So now we're going to do another one. All right. Come on. You got
I take a shot.
Yeah, well, technically.
Does she have to take a shot because I won?
Yeah, because you got it
I
wrong.
knew that too, though. I just went that one I did know.
All right, we're gonna do another one.
Oh shoot.
Name 2 types of life insurance policies.
Term
Okay.
life insurance, and whole.
Oh, okay, correct. All right.
Okay,
Go,
you
go,
got
go,
it
go,
again?
go, go.
Okay.
All right, I gotta give you a currency card. They in here somewhere, but you got your currency card.
Okay.
All right, you got one. All right,
Stacey, take a shot.
we gonna do take a shot card.
Go.
All right, this is a good one. Take a shot if you ever paid an overdraft fee.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Go.
So yeah, that's basically the concept of the
Okay,
game,
got you.
and we have a whole bunch of
Who
cards.
hasn't paid an overdraft fee?
right?
Sheesh. But now I don't have that anymore because I have overdraft protection.
Okay, that's good.
Excellent.
All right, that's good.
You mentioned confidence.
Yes.
50% of blacks are not confident about managing money, and it's even lower in Gen Z. How important is that to you to change that?
I mean, I always tell my peers that if I could change your mind, I could change your money. Right? I believe it starts with your mind. Before you develop confidence, you got to have it in your mindset that you are confident. You have to think it before you can actually be the thing. Right? So I help my peers understand, where is the lack of confidence coming from? Who told you you are not in control of your finances? Mm-hmm. Who taught you this way of managing money? Why don't you feel confident when it comes to money? Why don't you feel like you have good financial skill sets and things like that, right? And if you don't wait until the future, right? A lot of people say like, oh, I'm gonna wait till later.
Yeah,
I get older.
does
Don't
that.
wait
Procrastination.
exactly to learn. Why not learn now? You know what I'm saying? And I always tell my peers too, like, the younger you start, the more time you have to make mistakes, and also the more time you have to see your investments actually grow.
Yeah.
Success in the stock market is just time in it.
Exactly.
So I tell
The
young
younger, the
people,
better.
like,
Exactly.
diapers. Start investing like $1 a week in diapers. You'll never have to
No,
work a day in
literally.
your life. Literally.
How do you think sports has helped you when it comes to confidence, but also what are some of the things that you apply from sports into finances?
That's a great question. Nobody ever asked me this. So for people who don't know, I grew up playing basketball. I played basketball all the way up until like high school.
What position?
I was like the guard. So
Okay.
What
point
position
guard,
did you
shooting
play?
guard.
I was a point guard.
Oh, you played basketball?
Oh.
Oh, 1-on-1.
I think I'm a little older. I don't
you
know.
don't
I
got
don't
it no
wanna
more.
say something. But I feel confident.
You feel confident? Okay. All right. I'll see you on the court. I'll see you on the court. We could
Then
just
there's
we
something
could go
called
to
overconfident.
I'm gonna have your son come and
yeah.
be on my
we
team.
could just go to Dave and Buster's and do the little shoot basket.
Okay, I can beat you with that. No problem.
All right, we'll see. But I think basketball taught me a lot, right? First, basketball taught me discipline, right? You need discipline with everything you do in life. It takes a lot of discipline for me to say every Friday, I'm going to take money out my account and save it. Like, that takes a lot of discipline to do that. But in basketball, it takes a lot of discipline to listen to a coach. It takes a lot of discipline to wake up every day and train and things like that. I also learned consistency. Right, I learned in basketball that you're not going to learn how to get the ball in the net the first time you shoot. You got to go to practice. You have to practice outside of practice. You have to do a whole bunch of things. And those same skill sets I learned in basketball is the same thing that carried me through business, through investing, through everything I do in life, because it's really the same principles. It's just how you utilize them.
Interesting. I do financial education programs for pro sports teams. I've done the Washington Mystics, WNBA,
Nice.
New York Giants, even though they're letting me down in a lot of ways right now. A whole other story. A lot of times athletes bring overconfidence to their financial game. And they think, because you have to create so much confidence as an athlete. And they think what they do financially, it's going to work because they're doing it. And that actually gets them into a lot of trouble. They'll invest in things that, they haven't really fleshed out. And the overconfidence, it's actually a big thing with them.
Yeah, I tell people a lot. In that thing that I posted about my stock portfolio, I said how I got there was understanding that you have to
Confidence
block
comes from
out
understanding, yeah.
that, and you have to block out the noise. A lot of times when people know that you're investing or you're starting something new, they're going to come to you with all their ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, get this stock is going to go from here to here. Did you read this article? The SEC just said this about this company. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's cool, but I know what I'm focused on. Like, I know my top 5 stocks that I'm investing in. I'm cool to learn about other things, but that doesn't mean I got to hop on that thing just because you told me to. I see so many people portfolios, and they'll be like, Aaliyah, look at it from me. And I say, why do you have this random company in there? Yeah, his homeboy at my job told me that his grandmother sister told him about this company. So I bought it.
And sometimes people also think they'll end up getting that one stock that's going to change their life. You know how rare that is when you think you got like a little inside tip to something.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh yeah, people don't know about this. This is if I get this and then this blows up, because they've seen it happen before, even though those are unicorn situations.
Yeah, and I think too,
It's like crypto. Everybody jumped on
my
that
gosh.
bandwagon.
and
yeah.
at that point you're still gambling. So you're taking the same mindset of hustling and bringing it to stocks. No, you want to change. That's why I say it's a mindset thing. Change your mindset. When you change your mindset, it would change exactly how you do everything, right? So I don't gamble with the stock market. You know, of course you don't know 100% sure, but I'm not just throwing my money into anything, right? I'm very precise. I know what I'm invested in. I follow my core people, and that's it.
Let me ask you, when it comes to investing, aligning with your personal like morals and beliefs, how do those two things play? Like, say Tesla is going to do really well or whatever, but maybe you don't agree with Elon Musk or a Target stock. That could be
Excellent
something.
question,
And
yeah.
but you're like, well, we're boycotting Target. I don't want to invest in Target. Or is it, look, if I have the opportunity to make money, I should just, that is not on the table when it comes to like my morals and what stocks I invest in, because some people will look at those as two separate things. Like, I cannot like this person and I cannot like this company, but I also know the stock is going to do really well.
I think two things can be true at once, right? Because if you look at America, well, I'm going to speak for myself, right? I believe that most American companies are corrupt for the most part, like a lot of them, right? So like if we take the top 500 companies, a lot of them do corrupt things. Even if we talk about like what's going on in Congo for how we make our iPhones, like, but we all walk around with iPhones, you know? So I think that like it's a both and, but it's little things that matter to me, such as like a company called Core Civic Group. They own majority of the private prisons that's in the whole United States, right? And when we think of mass incarceration, I'm not going to go invest in Core Civic Group as a stock.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people also don't know that a lot of their...
So it's personal to you. So the things that matter to you.
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactly. And I also think like it's very hard to make money in America in this economy and nitpick every single thing that we do. That's where I am. Like I can't be like, oh, Apple is doing X, Y, and Z. I'm never investing in Apple. But then it's like, am I not going to get the iPhone? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things where it's just like, it's very hard to nitpick because so many companies are corrupt.
But there's a couple of things you'll make exceptions for and be like,
Exactly.
I'm not investing in that.
Yes,
Yeah.
if I know like their sole purpose is doing this thing, I won't do it. Right? So like Core Civic Group, their sole purpose is like they invest in private prisons. That's what they do. Like they do that. They fill up a certain number of beds. I just read an article the other day about like ICE. We're looking at ICE as like they're just taking away immigrants, but no, like Core Civic Group funds like federal campaigns and they have lobbyists and
they're
things
doing
like that.
all these things for people who join ICE, and they'll like pay their student debt and off and all of those things, but they won't do it for any. It's just crazy to me.
Exactly.
But then that same thinking, what happens when you look at something like a remember GameStop when that whole craziness happened? Where if enough people got behind, our investor activity will make companies act.
No, I agree with that. I feel like not just investor activity, but consumer activity. If we really see what's going on with Target, like Target stock dropped in real time.
Yeah.
Like, the boycott actually worked. I think the problem is that you don't have enough people who are willing to not make money or not enjoy whatever a company can give you for a certain amount of time for us to actually, reap the benefits. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw a lot of people. I'll go in Target in a mall sometimes to cut through, and it'd be a lot of people up in Target, and I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? If you wasn't spending your money there could be some things that could come to fruition. Or even if we think about things like designer brands, you know what I'm saying, that don't care about us, but we still wear it,
Right.
So it's just like some people don't really care.
And that's the thing. Like President Obama used to always say that when people understand that that's how they can affect policy. It's with money.
Exactly.
With investing, with money. And I hope we get that one day. And on that last thing on that point, this is just exciting to me.
No, I love
I
these
know
type
a lot of
conversations.
people also don't know what they invest in. A lot of us, particularly in our community, most of their stock investing's in their 401k. I did this
mutual
campaign
funds.
years ago with Snoop Dogg. He did the campaign to unload. So many people don't know that the top 3 gun companies are held by many, many mutual fund companies, and they're always really good performers. And then you had the Newtown shooting, and people were, outraged and not realizing they own gun stocks. But if you tell your fund manager that you don't want something, he has to take you out of it.
Literally. And to your point, it's just people really just don't know. And they also don't. It's like it's a system. Like it's really a system that we're caught up in because the average person also is working so hard that they're not even thinking about that.
Yeah.
And if you bring it to their attention, it's almost like, well, I got bills to pay, so whatever you talking about right now, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm moving on to this. They could figure that out. This is not something that I care about. But until it hits your home,
right?
That's when people
until
start
it means
caring.
something to you.
Exactly.
Some other advice that you give is to watch your circle, and I've always felt that was really valuable advice and something that I feel like everyone has to learn on their own in their own time, because there are times that we all have people around us, and we outgrow relationships, or we realize that people don't mean well for us, or it's just not a good, like, I want to work in this way and trying to better myself and better my finances and my future, and this person is just not in accordance with that. They're not supportive of what I'm doing. What are some things that you've learned as far as watching your circle?
A lot. I mean, when I first started this journey, I would say I never had to cut off my friends or like people that were close to me. I feel like they naturally just like started to just
shed.
Yeah, and it was because they saw that, and this happened in real time. Like I remember one time being at a table with one of my like really, really close friends, and like the things that we would normally talk about, I just was not interested in talking about no more. Like I had nothing to say or add to that conversation, right? And my friends know, like, if we get around, we could be on the way to the club having a revolutionary conversation, like, or a conversation about like something that matters, right? So it's like, I want to be around people who add value. I want to be around people that I can add value to. You know what I'm saying? But you need to have a balance. Like I do have my club friends, my friends I could call on when it's time to go outside. But I think that most importantly, like just who I am and what I valued has changed. So it's just like the things that I desired to be around and I valued once before, it starts to change, and you got to change your environment because your environment is holding you back. And what I tell a lot of my peers is that a lot of people are afraid to be alone. That's the real issue. Like a lot of people are genuinely afraid to be alone. So they think that if they change their values and who they are and like they elevate, they going to outgrow their environment. So they just say like, you know what? I'm going to stay here because I know I have people here. But they don't understand that you're missing out because the minute you rise, you're going to meet so many other people. There's going to be new people in the new mindset that you created for yourself. So
people that will help challenge things and, challenge you. Because I always think it's good when you have friends that are like pushing you to challenge yourself and encouraging you, like, you can do this, girl. Like, you got this.
Yeah, and just don't stay stuck. Because I can really speak to that because I was there. Like, I remember being in certain groups and I'm like, I really don't care to buy these $1,000 shoes no more. Like, I don't care to do this no more. But you just feel pressured to be around it because I'm like, dang, these are my people. And I had to really outgrow that mindset of understanding that I was thinking from just a small mindset,
right?
A scarcity.
We got to forgive yourselves a little bit about that because that need to be with people, that used to be survival. People we couldn't survive unless they were alone. But it's funny, economists always say that you're going to have the same net worth as the 5 people you spend the most time with.
I agree. And when I was looking at everybody's net worth, I'm like, this is not where we need to be, y'all.
What do you think about financial literacy programs now? Because I see things are changing. We see that a lot more of that has become more popular. We see there's been actual like laws passed and programs for schools, and you've been working with students also. So what do you think about the future now?
I think the future is bright. I think people are becoming, they're listening to like, all right, people need to know about finance because everybody's feeling the lack of it. And what I'm noticing though is that while this is a hot topic right now, some people are just packaging up something and just trying to teach it and throw it together and things like that. And I realized that it's a way that has to be done. And I realized that as I was building a team for myself, right? Not everybody can't just go and teach people about money. Everybody can't just go and educate people on anything. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really an art to it. Whenever I just came from a class earlier, it's a performance. I'm basically performing in front of a group because I got to give them an experience. I got to curate it. I have to teach 6th graders how to care about something that they really don't care about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not that easy. And I also think that for adults that are doing it as well, they have to make sure that they are staying connected to their target audience.
Okay.
I think that's a big issue as well, too. Is like a lot of people are packaging together curriculum, but it's going over the heads of the people it's meant to serve.
Oh, we're going to talk. Have a lot to talk about. How does it feel? You were named HBCU Entrepreneur of the Year and McDonald's Black and Positively Golden Change Leader. You got a lot going on. How are you staying grounded?
I'm really like in tune with my community. Like I'm in coffee uplifts people all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like always around. I still hang out with like my same core people. I always have people pouring into me, and just understanding that like why I'm doing the work.
And she's a standout. Like I've met her a few times at Coffee Uplifts people, and I always am like, okay, look, Aaliyah's here. And then I saw you were coming up here today because I kept telling you we're gonna make this happen.
Yes.
And I'm glad we did.
No,
But
for sure.
She definitely like goes for it, and she is a memorable person because you also feel the confidence. So I feel like, okay, she knows what she's talking about. She always has her product with her too. Yes. I would say that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a nonstop. But that's a positive, great thing.
Yes.
Because
sure.
I think it does matter that people have to feel like, okay, I like her and I trust her.
Yes.
And that's a vibe that you can't. Well, I guess some people can't fake it, but
I don't think
really.
but some people have. But
Not really.
but the knowledge that you're able to bring, and I can see how dedicated and passionate you are about it, and that means a lot.
No, it's for sure. I appreciate
How
that.
can people buy these cards and listen to your podcast?
No, yeah, for sure. You guys can find me at Financial Revolution on all platforms. You go to financialrevolution.com to buy the games, TikTok shop, Amazon for the games. The podcast is on Apple Music. I did just change the name to the Broken Brilliant Show, just so everything.
Broken Brilliant, not young and dumb anymore.
Exactly.
You're like, no excuses.
As you get older,
I'm 23.
Yes, just so that the branding could all be the same and things like that. And,
Broken Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, we are so glad that you're here. We wanted to show you to the world, and I love your mantra: when you're blessed, you need to be a blessing to other people, and you
for
have
sure.
been, and keep doing it.
Yes,
I would love to
thank
see
you.
these 6th grade classes. And
No,
see
don't
what
bring
that's
the
like.
drinking
I can't even
games.
imagine.
No, yeah, I have a non-drinking version
Yeah.
of Broken
Yeah.
Brilliant that I created, so I play this with the kids. They love this one. So
Okay.
yeah, and the classes are great. The kids, they were like, tell me more. Like I had a class that was supposed to be from like 1 to 2. I ended up staying from 2:30.
That's
Yeah.
And the
amazing.
kids
It's
was telling me
amazing.
to stay. I said I gotta go, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, they must love you.
No, yeah, so it's a good
I
time.
love it. All
But
right.
yes.
Well, Aaliyah, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to see you here.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Happy Wealth Wednesdays.
Yes.